Dr. Caitlin Todd makes a dramatic comeback in tonight's episode of Emmerdale, bringing fresh danger for Charity Dingle. After enduring the trauma of being sexually assaulted by Dr. Todd, Charity has been trying to rebuild her life and move forward. In the latest episode, now streaming on ITVX, Charity's recovery takes a frightening turn when Dr. Todd unexpectedly returns to the village. Having encouraged Noah to accept his new job in Dusseldorf, Charity appears to be handling his departure well. Even so, Mackenzie asks Vanessa Woodfield to keep a close eye on her while he is away. Vanessa later finds Charity speaking to Noah on the phone and suggests they go out for coffee and cake so she can talk through her concerns. Charity declines the invitation, explaining that she has something important to do, but admitting she fears she may lose the courage to go through with it. Meanwhile, Dr. Todd arrives back at the hospital, dismissing questions about where she has been by saying her new role has been demanding. She then agrees to have lunch with Manpreet Sharma, joking that she expects to hear plenty of gossip about the unusual village. It soon becomes clear that Charity has chosen to return to her support group, determined to continue her healing journey. During the meeting, she explains that her experience felt different from the stories she had previously heard. She tells the group that during her earlier visits, she had never met anyone whose assault resembled her own, because she had been raped by another woman. Charity also shares that, after being groomed and abused by men when she was younger, she had always felt safer around women, making what happened even more difficult to process. She explains that, although she has spoken with many survivors over the years, she's never encountered someone with a similar experience. While she usually embraces being different, this situation has left her feeling isolated. Charity admits she keeps thinking she should have fought back, but froze instead, leaving her overwhelmed with shame. The group facilitator gently reassures her that the guilt and shame belong entirely to the offender. She reminds Charity that the gender of the attacker does not change the fact that she was assaulted, and none of the blame rests with her. After the meeting, Charity returns home and tells Mackenzie where she has been. He notices a positive change in her, and she happily admits that going back to the support group was the right decision. The pair share an emotional hug as Charity says she finally feels a small part of the burden she has been carrying has been lifted. Unbeknownst to them, Dr. Todd is watching from nearby. Elsewhere, Manpreet struggles to get out of the car after drinking, while Dr. Todd remains completely sober. Vanessa witnesses the scene and remarks that Manpreet appeared far too intoxicated. Dr. Todd asks Vanessa whether something is bothering her, but Vanessa bluntly replies that she is not intimidated by a rapist. Dr. Todd dismisses the accusation with mocking humor, suggesting Charity is making false claims and ridiculing Vanessa for believing her. Vanessa refuses to back down. She firmly stands by Charity and also reminds Dr. Todd of the way she previously bullied Jacob Gallagher. Dr. Todd drives away as Vanessa shouts after her that the matter is far from over. Upcoming scenes suggest that Charity is finally ready to confront the woman who attacked her. The episode closes with a tense cliffhanger as Dr. Todd quietly enters Charity's house while Charity is washing the dishes. Charity turns around in shock, frozen with fear. With the police having failed to deliver justice, could the truth finally be exposed? Billy's attacker revealed as Emmerdale fans fear lasting brain injury. Billy has become the latest target in Joe's quest for revenge, after Gabby Thomas convinced him that Billy and Dawn Taylor had been secretly growing close behind his back. Although Joe initially dismissed the idea, his suspicions grew after Caleb Milligan told him that Billy and Dawn had shared a kiss. While the reality was that they had only come close to kissing, Joe believed the worst and decided Billy would pay for it. Joe's jealousy wasn't entirely misplaced, as Dawn's lingering feelings for Billy have become increasingly obvious. However, Billy's suspected betrayal led to a brutal assault that left him fighting for his life. The violent attack caused a bleed on his brain, raising concerns that he could suffer permanent brain damage. After spending time unconscious, he gradually regained consciousness as doctors noticed encouraging signs of recovery. Once Billy woke up, Caleb quickly convinced him that Joe was responsible for the attack. So when police questioned him about who had assaulted him, Billy named Joe without hesitation. Billy remains certain that Joe was behind the attack and later shares his belief with Dawn. She has doubts, particularly because Caleb's behavior has seemed suspicious, but Billy refuses to change his story. Unable to understand why Billy would falsely accuse someone, Dawn begins believing him. She decides she needs to leave Joe behind, despite the fact that she is expecting his baby. Billy then reveals an escape plan. He proposes taking the children and leaving together. As part of the scheme, he shocks Caleb by telling DS Byrne that Joe was not actually his attacker. Although Caleb is frustrated, Billy insists the lie is deliberate, hoping Joe will lower his guard while they quietly make their getaway. Dawn fully supports the idea and suggests that Joe's stag party the following day will provide the perfect chance for them to disappear. Despite their carefully planned escape, someone else appears to know the truth about Billy's assault and is keeping quiet for now. The question remains whether Joe will discover Dawn's plans before she can leave, and if he does, what lengths he will go to in order to stop her. Emmerdale airs emotional farewell as Kane is left heartbroken by Monty's death. The Dingle family faced an emotional goodbye in the latest episode of Emmerdale as they said their final farewell to their beloved dog Monty. After learning that his cancer had worsened, Kane Dingle made the painful decision to end Monty's suffering. For the Dingles, Monty was never just a family pet. He was a cherished companion who had become an important part of their lives. For Kane, the loss carried even greater meaning because Monty reminded him of his late father, Zach. The faithful dog represented one of the final connections he still had to those treasured memories. As the family gathered to say goodbye, Belle became emotional, saying Piper would miss Monty terribly and joking that there would no longer be anyone for her to steal food from. Overcome with sadness, Belle admitted she hated having to lose him and felt it was deeply unfair. Cammy stayed by her side, offering comfort during the difficult moment. Sam placed a bowl of water beside Monty as he rested in his bed and gently stroked him. Kane then asked Kyle and Isaac whether they wanted one last chance to say goodbye before he took Monty to the veterinary clinic. Kyle explained that he had already said his farewell earlier because he did not want to hold anyone up. Meanwhile, Isaac proudly showed Belle a drawing he had made for Monty to take with him, featuring the dog surrounded by colourful rainbows. The touching picture left Kane visibly emotional, and he quickly decided it was time to leave for the appointment. Belle suggested asking the vet to come to the house instead, but Kane refused, saying he did not want the boys to witness Monty's final moments because it would be too upsetting. Sam handed Kane Monty's lead, and together they walked out of the house for the last time, leaving the rest of the family watching in silence. Emmerdale airs on ITV1 every weekday at 8 p.m. New episodes are also available to stream from 7 a.m. on ITVX and YouTube.